fuck does this thing work again? Oh shit, I think I forgot to turn the mic off last time. It's funny. So, yeah, we're live. That's hilarious. Not like anybody's watching. It's fine. Let's go back to this very badly lit course and try to figure out how to light it properly first. Maybe figure out how to light it properly first, but no, I'm just gonna do what I had been doing. And no, that's not what I had been doing. I set the time to damn mountains. Set the time to about 2 p.m. That's just where I left it, and I would go in and adjust shit. So what I'm gonna do, and I guess the best advice I've gotten is don't care who's there, don't care who's in chat, just do what you're gonna do. Oh man. With the add to, I should try to see what happens. I add to the path. Man, that's ugly. Hang on. Add to the path here. It's not too bad. I move that a little bit. Okay. And then see what happens. Wow. No, I'm gonna add it here. Man, it's weird. HB. Move that one. Where's the other one that it's feeding from, though? It just doesn't make any damn sense. I think I just gotta redraw it. Yeah, that's just. I think that'll be easier because it's not that perfectly set of a spline. I need it to come out because I just adjusted. I don't need it to come out that far though, so let me use the measure tool. I need it to come. I'm not good at this drawing with the measure tool at all. But if I just draw out damn tree, that should be enough for me to see where I need to go. I gotta kind of loop it around with this green because if anyone makes a mistake when they go up and hit to here, because it's, let's see, I can't even find the T's. So if they hit from here, it's not very visible because it's an elevated par 3, right? So it gives them a bit of a landing area out here for if they hit it here too short here too long. It's more for misjudgment. A misjudgment of the initial shot, which is fine. You can see this bunker from the tee, right? So you can see the bunker. I just got to sculpt it a little better, but you'll still be able to see it. So you know it's there from the tee. I just need to place a fairway so that it's better. Because before the fairway was only just like here, like that, like up to here and out to here. Not even up that high. So up to here, from here, kind of around, and then around this way. But that's not going to be enough. Anybody makes a mistake, they're going to be totally screwed. So I've got to add a little bit of fairway for them to have more of a landing area, so the player's not getting screwed that much. Now, the majority of players in this game aren't going to need this. They're not going to run into this problem. Because, I mean, most people who play this, they're not even worried about having an alternate area to shoot. So they're just, I mean, this is more from a player visibility perspective of, oh yeah, well, if I had a lousy shot, I would have been able to had, you know, at least a better shot onto the green if you hadn't designed it to be so far over, so far out. So just prevention of complaints, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so now here you got a run up area where you can go here. You're not going to be on the green, but you know, okay, if you hit it slow or fast, depending on your stance, depending on left or, you know, your lefty or righty, you know, slow or fast, you could end up over here. But then around here you've got the green. This is because this green is supposed to be front to back sloped, but then the catch area is going to be more back to front sloped. It's not going to be it's not going to be that generous on the slope. Not quite that generous on the slope, so it'll be back to front, kind of a backstop. So if you pick, like, you know, 3 clubs too much, then you might be saved here. So you'll be able to chip on and get par. but it at least gives you something. And then from the T, you can't really... Oh man, where are my T's? Down here, sorry. I'm sorry. So from the T, you can't even see. And I'm not worried about tipping that up because, I mean, you're looking at, what is that? It's, yeah, it's 43, 44 feet up. It's an uphill par 3 tee shot. So suck it up, gentlemen and ladies. And there will be a bridge here. The bridge will go across to here, and you'll walk up the hill, either on that side of the tree or up and around. It doesn't matter. I haven't leveled it out enough, but I mean, the hills, I'll flatten out a little bit, but the hills aren't too bad. So this green is going to slope, but it's not going to slope as severely as the catch area does. So you see how severely that green slopes. I'm going to adjust that right now. Not perfectly, but I'll adjust so that it's semi set to the area. Man, it blends in well. So this will be raised up. Green. I gotta change that brush. Guess it's not supposed to be that direct. That's too much now, obviously. So the green that's a little better. Green will be raised up. Now I can go to this brush. Green will be raised up so that the green is elevated from here. Yeah, you'll have your fairway bump point, but it's not going to be necessarily to make your life easier. So you'll be able to come up, and I know the lighting sucks. I don't know if anyone can see that little kicker there, but yeah, you'll come up, and you can come up here and you'll be all right. You come up here and you're a little short. That pin is supposed to be difficult. You'll come up here and you'll be short. You'll hit that and you'll bump off. I'll lower that a little bit because that is extreme. But the roll off here is still going to be front to back. And it's supposed to be punishable. It's supposed to be difficult. I'm going to make it so that you can, if you're close to the pins, like very close to the pins, you'll be all right. If you're close to even up here in the front, you'll be all right. If you're too close, then yeah, you'll end up in a bunker. But if you're too far, you're going off. You're going to be penalized. it's you know, it's not supposed to be an easy birdie hole. But I'm going to deal with the sculpting so that it's not so it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's supposed to roll off. It's supposed to be a downhill. But everybody talks about skittle greens. Not supposed to be like extremely penal. I said penal, not penile. But yeah, it's supposed to be difficult. That's kind of the point. It's not supposed to be easy. You're not supposed to like automatically make everything. It's not supposed to be like, oh well, I'm on the PGA tour. I should be able to. Everything should be easy for me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. I don't care if you're on Euro or. It doesn't matter. It's how the golf course is designed. You're supposed to play to it. Come on, get down here. Why are you not coming down? There you go. Come on down. And you get around here, and yeah, you picked the wrong club. So sorry. You're not going to be up here. But yeah, about like that. So yeah, it's still too tight for the pins, but that's roughly what I'm trying to do. Just trying to scope it around so that while penal, still challenging without having, you know, perfect. I don't know why I have them this close. It's not gonna stay like that, obviously. But what is this? Oh, cool. So, yeah. Oops. So yeah, these pins are definitely wrong. But I don't want them to be that close to each other either. So maybe put this one. It's in a far back pin position, but it's in a... That's not too bad. And here, I want to have that closer to the... This is supposed to be, this one right here, I don't know if it's going to end up being that, but this one right here is supposed to be the most... Yeah. This one's supposed to be the most difficult pin placement. And this one, all alone by itself, up near the front, that you can actually reach. But I don't want it like right up here. I want it to be a little further back. And that yellow is wrong. So, okay. The pins are set. Let me go ahead and re-sculpt how I know how to. So what I do first is I'll bring in the 9 box. I'll look and see what's going on. Try to kind of judge what I need to do to get that 9 box clean. So now, you see, 9 box is clean, and it's got some decently erratic lines going around it. So turning off the brush so we can see that it's actually consistent. It's not 100% clean because this down here is not clean. Not because anything else isn't. It's okay. So this is one of the weird things, is that this 9 box is clean. And thank you, Mayday, for explaining to me what a 9 box is, because now it makes perfect sense. But if you look in the center grid where the pin is, and you count basically the 9 squares that go around it, including the pin, the square of the grid that the pin is in, that's the 9 box. So that 9 box is clean. There's no yellow, there's no red, it's all green. You see there's yellow here right at the edge. So this is just barely what's considered to be a legal pin by TGC Tour standards. This is just barely a legal pin. Actually, it's not, because I just noticed up at the top there is still yellow up here at the top, right around where that spot filled in to that area. So let me go ahead and hit that, which is gonna, of course, adjust other sections. And now we have a clean 9 box. So yeah, that's clean. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a barely legal pin. That is a clean 9 box. That is a barely legal pin, barely clean 9 box. So we have to accomplish that with all of our holes. So we look at the 9 box here. And the other thing that I look at is it's not flat. Now this one doesn't move from back to front like I would hope that it would. It does, but not nearly as much. So what I will try to do with that is I'll take the oval brush, I'll adjust it so that it just barely fits inside the 9 box, and then take it south of the 9 box because I want it to work from back to front. So just on the hole, you see how the haze of the brush, and then I'll just tap it down 2, 3, 4 inches, hit it, see what that does to the color. You see what it does to the speed. I'll drop it down another couple. Gotta be careful with this because you already see the yellow bleeding in. So if you gotta bring it up into the 9 box, what you're looking for is movement of from the north to the south. If you want to speed that up, which we've accomplished, that's great. But look at your 9 box. Now your 9 box is fucked. This is just subtle shit. And I'm sure that someone who knows how to do this way better than me is gonna come in and send me a message, which I appreciate. Any feedback that I could possibly get live would be best, but if I can go in, and I'll go back into the regular round flatten brush, shrink it down to just barely inside the 9 box. Center, I should have done that first. So push in your left stick and then use your cross stick. You want to extend it out to where not the lightest haze, but a little bit more like your, I don't know, 50%, 40% haze is getting out to where your colors are, where it's not green, and then hit it. See what happens. And then look and see if it's more to the left, then move to the left. If it's more to the right, then move to the right. Mine's more to the right and down, so I'm going to move more to the right and down, shrink it some more, because now it's more of a 4 box, right? You see what I'm doing? It's more of a 4 box, so I shrink it down, get more into here, and then hit it again. Because what it's doing is it's flattening it. So now this one is more, I'm focusing on this 9 box. So the top part of this 9 box is fine. This part is not. This is not. So I want this to be flatter. And I'm looking. It's not. And you can do this where you raise and lower with the right and left toggle buttons. This basically tells you, okay, this is yellow and that's red. You raise it a little bit and it starts to cover the yellow and the red. So when you hit it, you see it changed it. It raised up the level, right? So clear that out, shrink it down again, and then we're getting more into like the one box stuff. And just tap it up, because we're looking at the one box. But see how it'll be yellow. So now if I bring it over here, it'll be green. Right? Well, not quite, so it's just barely. Right, so there, it's green. Alright. So I'll bring it here. I brought it up. Still yellow. Just slide it over a little bit if you want to see what the color still is. And I'm only doing this is only 7 inches, and 7 inches is actually quite a bit when you're sculpting greens. You can make the fuzzy brush bigger, but all right, I think that did it. Now our 9 box here, it's legal. There's no yellow, there's no red. It's erratic as hell. But here's the thing. If you want to adjust specifically for a pen, you can do the same thing that I just did. Just for direction. So get your fuzzy brush, bring it over here. It's already set to raise 7 inches, but I'll bring it here. Now you see all the directions that everything is going, right? And you see where the fuzzy brush is touching, right? So if I come over here and bring it down to where the light fuzzy brush is just touching, and bring it up 4 inches. So that speeds it up more right to left. Maybe a little bit more back to front. Right? Now I'm trying to get it front to back. From the rough back here to this chipping area. Without really adjusting the green area. So what I'm going to do is take this brush, I'm going to pick it, I'm going to look and see what it's affecting. See how far that spreads out? That's just 4 inches up, right? So you see, I don't know if you can see, but I see that from this rough, heavy rough area, I can lift that up. Right? But see, I want it to go, see where the ground's going? I want it to go back to front. So you see how the arrows are going back? Those aren't, that grid isn't going to show you anything until you've set it. This just tells you you're above where the grid was originally set, which means it's most likely going to flow back towards you. So you want to, where's the grid? Go down a little bit when you're trying to go away from you, right? Trying to go away from you. So then just move it back a little bit more to get it to go away from you. So you see how the arrows are now flowing back towards the pin? It's just about the ground flow. So now I want it to go more and more and more back down. So now when I go and look at the same pin, it's got more of a front to back flow. Now granted, it's got more of a to the area where I just pointed it because my brush isn't very big. But the general direction of the ground flow is front to back, right? Okay, so resetting the brush to 0, right? Dropping it down 3 inches. And you just kind of look at the ground underneath. You can see it move. So you just kind of feel your way back. Don't worry about the arrows and the lines and the direction that everything is flowing just yet. Right? You know what direction you want to go, so you know what direction to go. And you can see here that the arrows or the shuttles or whatever you want to call them are moving towards me. You don't want that. You want the opposite. So you know that you need to go in that direction. You're only going down 3 inches every time you do this. So you just pay attention. And remember, it's flattening when you do it. So it's averaging out everything in that circle to the midpoint. Right? So now you can see everything's starting to flow from the front of the green toward the back of the green, right? Now we don't necessarily want to do that for every pin. That's the focus for this pin, but we want it to be not as severe around all areas of the pin. So we bring it away, and for this pin it's fine for it to be going down toward that pin and away from that pin. It's perfectly fine because it's actually where I want it to go. Now the thing about, you've seen people, you can click, hold, and drag in a direction. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that works, but other times it's not quite as effective as doing it by feel. I like to be able to kind of judge where I'm aiming. And once you use this tool often enough, you kind of get a feel for what direction what location the center of it is, so you can aim it better. Now, if you go in and you just kind of click and drag, you gotta have a really good feel of where the center is and where it's going. Now, some people can see pretty well where they are. I have trouble looking through the blue and knowing like where the center is. So I have to find the center and then get to the center. Right? So now this pin, back to the 9-box discussion, expand it out so that the 40-50% or more of the grid, or 40-50% or more of the gradient is covering the 9-box. And then if I want it, because the gradient will, hang on, my throat's getting dry. Because the gradient will go towards the average height of this from the center of the circle of the brush. The average height on this, if you just kind of scan over it and look, everything's flowing right to left in a severe angle in certain areas. So if I hit this in the center, if this is centered, which it's not, but let's just say that this is centered, it's centered enough on the 9-box, right? Let's just say this is centered. If I hit this, yeah, it's not zeroed. Damn it. Okay. Reset so that it's back to the 40-50%, 40-ish percent on the edges. Now you can see actually what's about to happen. You can see that the left side of the 9-box is going to be raised up. That's going to flatten towards the center because the left side of the box is lower than the right side on average. I don't know if that makes sense. But since I want it to flow, as you can see from here, from south to north, down to up, front to back, whatever you want for this. Let's just say south to north because bottom of the screen, top of the screen. Right? You want it to flow that direction. You don't want it to be flattened out there. Right? You want it to be lowered there, but you want to flatten out the area next to the hole so that you don't have the yellows and reds, right? So you're going to have to actually lower here by a couple of inches, right? Which is going to, you see the reds pop up in your 9 square? That's completely understandable. You reset that to 0, and you see what just happened here? all of this is going to level out, but it's going to level out lower than what it would have if you had just done it right away. I don't know if that computes. So now you've got, well, an almost. Let's try this one more time. With 0, 0, and just go this way. You see where the land is filling in, right? You see where the yellow is, up right above the flag. You see that. So you go here and kind of go a little north of that, and then in and hit it. So now your 9 box, see what I did? Now your 9 box is clean, right? So your 9 box is clean and you're flowing front to back, right? Now, I know no one's watching, but I hope if anybody ever watches the video on demand on this, they might actually see what just happened there. Now, this is pin 1, so we're going to play test from, let's just do from the whites because I play pro clubs, and we'll play test pin 1, right? So pin 1 is 161.45 feet up. That's 10 plus 5, so that's 15. Sorry, 45 divided by 3 is 15. That's 15 added, so it's 176, 174, so that's a decent distance. Now, if we were paying attention, we set that up to play front to back, so that means we want to give it some loft so that it hopefully lands in front and doesn't roll too far past. I think I hit it left, but the idea was, and I'm not a very good player of this game, but trying to get it to where no, I'm gonna have to put it past on purpose. There we go. Don't go past. All right, stay on. There we go. All right, so from here we can see there. So we've got our front to back and our right to left as it was already, but it's front to back, right? So that's what we're looking for this screen. And there we are. So I'm not here to try to act like I know what I'm doing, but these are just, I can't even remember who it was who showed that in a very small amount of video, but it showed me what I needed to do for the brush adjustments to get things to flow the way that you want. Now this was just for that particular pin. Now this pin is now legal. Problem is, once you go in and start adjusting the rest of the pins for the green, you're gonna have to go back in and adjust that pin. I did this for a demonstration, but I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna work in the morning, so anybody who watches this video on demand, because I had no viewers, anyone who watches this video on demand, if you can find a way to post a comment or something to me about what your thoughts are, I'd appreciate it. And thanks for anybody who watches. Thanks for supporting this stream. I really appreciate it. And we will talk to you soon. And until then, stay drunk.